Very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Varun Narayan Mishra. Today, I am going to discuss about the data definition that is used in SQL. As in last lectures, we have discussed about the SQL, different kinds of operators, different kinds of numerical operators, special operators for SQL. SQL is basically structured query language. Whenever data we have, whatever data we have, or when we want to extract some information from our database in a quick manner, so we use structured query language. It's a kind of code, or you can say it's kind of programming language that is used to retrieve the information from our database by adding or by writing some codes. That codes are written in the form of SQL, that is structured query language. So before starting, I am just going to define you different kinds of tools and techniques for the SQL. So from the last lecture, in the last lecture, we have seen that what is the meaning of create table. Okay, and we also know that there are three components: data definition language, data manipulation language. So data definition language includes the creation of the table, structure of the table, and data manipulation includes the insert of any value, deletion, or updation of the database. So in the last lecture, we have discussed how to create data table, what is column, what are the different types of data sets which can be used for SQL. It may be numbers, it may be string, it may be text. We can also insert date, month, and year in SQL. And also we have discussed the constants. Constants may be of three types. It is primary key, unique columns, and foreign keys. Now, in today's lecture, we will see how we can write our code, or how we can write the syntax for creating a table. So for creating a table, in the right side, you see that for creating a table, first we have to write the name of that table in the angle bracket. This is angle bracket, or you can normally call it as a less than or greater than symbol. So within the less than or greater than symbol, you have to write the name of that table. Okay, after that, in the second line, we first define the column. How many columns you want to add in your table. Suppose if you want to add 3 columns, so you will write column definition 1, column definition 2, column definition 3. If you want to add the number of columns in your table, then you have to write column definition 4, column definition 5, column definition, and so on. So any number of columns you can add in your table. If you want to add 10 columns, then you will write column definition 10. Okay, after the defining different columns, you have to then define the constants. You have to create the constants. What constants you want to add in your table. Constants may be of primary keys and foreign keys. So you can define a single primary key in your table, but you may have multiple foreign keys in your table. So this is all about the creation of a table. So for creating a table, first you should write the name of that table in this bracket that is known as angle bracket, or in general we call it as a symbol that is less than or greater than. And then you will define the number of columns by using the same method, by writing it in the angle brackets. And after defining all the columns, you will do this constants. You will define the constants. So this is about the creating a table. Now going to the next slide, and how we can write the code, how we can write the syntax for deleting any value or any data from the table. Okay, so to delete a table, if you want to delete a table, so for that we will use the command that is known as drop table. So for deleting any table, we generally use the command which is known as drop table. So drop table is a command that will use to delete the table. For this, we have to write the code that is if exist or name. We have to write if exist and name. Okay, this is the drop table command in which we write if exist and name. For example, if you want to if you want to delete a table, then you will write drop table module. Okay, Be careful with any SQL statement with drop in it. You will delete any information in the table as well. You won't normally be asked to confirm. So there is no easy way to undo the changes. If you permanently deleted a table, so you cannot undo that changes. So be careful before applying, or be careful before running this command of drop table. Okay, once you will delete your table, you cannot recover, or you cannot undo your changes. So deleting table means it will completely or totally delete your data from your table. Okay, now in the next slide, if you want to change the table, if you want to add some new changes, if you want to add some new values instead of some existing value, if you want to change some values with the new values, so in this case we will run the command that is known as alter table. Okay, alter table is a command that is used in SQL for changing any value or for changing any information in your table. So sometimes we want to change the structure of our existing table. Okay, one way is to drop it, then rebuild it. Okay, you can do it by drop table option, and but when you use drop table option, it may be dangerous, it may be problematic, it will completely delete your table. So don't use drop table command. This is dangerous, this is not very much practical. So we use the alter table command instead of drop table command. Once you apply the drop table command, it means it will completely delete your table. But if you want only change a small part of the table, if you want to change only few values in your table, then you need to apply alter table command. Okay, so alter table command can add a new column. It can provide you the facility to add new column. It will also provide you the facility to remove an existing column. Means you can add any new column, you can remove any existing column, you can add some new constraint, or you can remove any existing constraint. So alter table is very much useful in comparison to drop table. Because during the use of drop table command, you should be very careful. Okay, क्योंकि इसमें क्या है, during the drop table command, when you run the drop table command, it may completely, or it will completely delete your table. So you cannot recover your data, you cannot recover your table. While in alter table command, it facilitates you to add new column, it facilitates you to remove an existing column, it facilitates to add new constraints or removing an existing constraint. So if you want to change anything in your table, if you want to add new column, if you want to remove existing column, then always use alter table command and don't go for the drop table command. Drop table command completely delete your table, completely delete your data sets, or you cannot recover, you cannot undo that data. Okay, so this is the difference between alter table and drop table. Both are having the same functions, but drop table completely or permanently delete your data, while in alter table you can add or remove as per your requirement. Now for that command, that is alter table command, for running the alter table command, if you want to add or remove any column, then you have to write alter table, then bracket, in then table name. Then if you want to add a new column, then write add column, in bracket you write column, COL. So this is the syntax. If you have to write in the same way whatever written here. Okay, and when you run the command, suppose alter table, so you will write it in caps, capital letters. All the commands, whether drop table, alter table, create table, all the commands will always be should be written in the capital letters. Here alter table is written in capital words, alter table, then angle bracket, within the angle bracket you will write the name of the table, means in which table you want to add the column. If you want to add the column in table 1, then you will write alter table, in between the bracket table 1. Then in the next line you will write add column. Add column means you will write this command add column to add a new column. Suppose if you want to add column 1, then you will write add column, in bracket column 1. But within the bracket you can use small letters. Within this bracket, this is angle bracket, within this bracket you can write it in the small letters, but when you run the main command, then it should be written in the capital letters. So in the same way, okay, in the same way, when you use drop column, okay, if you go for drop column, so in that case, you have to write the drop column and the name of that column. Okay. For example, alter table student. So you have to write add column, then degree means how much words, how much sentence, what is the length of the characters. Okay. If you are going to add the name of the students, so it should be maximum 50 characters in the name of the students. So before adding any column, you have to define its length, character of the length. Okay. Suppose if you want to add name of the uh, student, then you have to define what should be the maximum length of the character. If you want to add the address of the student, then you have to write the maximum length of the characters, 50, 100. It supports up to 200 characters. Okay. It supports up to 200 characters, means you can enter a text up to the 200 characters in that table or in that database. So this is about the altering the column. You can add, you can remove existing column as per your requirement, but if don't go for the drop table command, because if you use drop table command, it will completely delete your data sets. So you cannot recover that data. So this is about the altering column. Now in the next slide, how we can add new constants. If you want to add new constants means if you want to add primary key, if you want to add foreign keys, for that you first write the alter table, then in between the bracket you will write the name of the table, means in which table you want to add data, in which table you want to add the constants. So first you will write alter table command, then the name of the table, then add constants, what kind of constants you want to add, whether it is a primary key, whether it is a foreign key, whether it is any kind of constant, then you will define it within the definition command. Okay. And alter table, and again you can use drop constant. You can add a constant by using add constant. You can delete any constant existing in constant by applying the command which is known as drop constant. So drop constant and add constant, these are two commands within the altering table option to add or remove a constant. So for example, how you will write the syntax, how you will write the code for altering a table. So first you will write alter table. Please be note that alter table will be written in capital letters, alter table module. Then you will write add constant, then ck values, title, and alter table module drop constant ck. Okay. So here it is very important to note that when you run or when you write the command, you will use capital letters, and when you write anything within the bracket, it will be written in small letters. So this is how we can write the code, how we can write the syntax for altering constants in the DBMS. Okay. So now another important component, another important property of DBMS is data manipulation language. Data manipulation language means you can insert, you can update, you can delete anything existing in the table. Means you can, if you want to add something new in your table, then you have to use insert command. If you want to change something, if you want to change any value in rows, then you have to apply the update command. If you want to remove a row or a value in the row, then you will go for delete command. So insert, update, and delete, these three are data manipulation commands, DML. Okay. While create command and create constant is a data definition language, DDL means we create something, and DML, data manipulation language, we update or we change something in our table. For inserting a new table, for inserting new value in your table, you will use insert command, and under insert command you can add anything, you can add new value in a row of your table. Okay. So for example, update and delete. Okay. So for updating and deleting, you have to define where you want to change, where you want to do the changes. Okay. If you are going to update command, update means if you want to change something, if you want to change some old value with the new value, then you have to first define where you want to change. Means in your table, you have to define the number of row or number of column where you want to do the changes. Okay, so for updating and deleting option, first you need to specify, you need to define where you want to change. So for that you use where command. Where command specifies, or where command identifies the location of any value in rows or column which will be changed or removed. So be careful about this update and delete command. An incorrect where clause can destroy lots of data. Okay, suppose if you want to change the value in the row number 5, if you want to change a value in row number 5 and you have defined row number 6, so it will disturb the actual value of row number 6, and it will not alter row number 5. So you have to be very careful when you define any column, when you define any row where you want to do change. You have to be very careful to define the correct row number. Okay, where you want to do the change, you have to define the correct row number, correct column number, so that it will be changed, it will be updated. Otherwise it will, if you will not provide the accurate row number, accurate column number, it will delete your actual data set, it will delete your correct data sets, and incorrect data sets will always be there. So defining the row number and column number is important when we are going to use update and delete command. Okay, now in the next slide, so how, for inserting a value, how we can insert a new value in the table. So for that, first you need to write the syntax, that is insert into, means insert into table name. Insert into means in which table you want to add new value. For that you write insert into, and in bracket you will write the table number. Then where you want to change, in column 1, in column 2, in column 3, in column 4, then you define the column number where you want to insert that value, whether if you want to add this value in the column number 1 or column number 2 or column number 3, column number 4, depending on your requirement, you have to define the column number. Then what value you want to add, then you will define the values. Suppose if you want to add value 10, then you will define values in between the bracket 10. If you want to add 20, then you will add 20, 30, 40. So for inserting any value in your database, for inserting any new data sets in your database, you have to first define the table where you want to do the change, where you want to insert value. So insert into, it will be written in capital letters, then within the bracket, this is angle bracket, or you can say the less than or greater than symbol. Within the less than and greater than symbol, you will write the name of the table. Means now we are going to insert any value in this table. After defining the table, now we will define where you want to change, in which column or in which row you want to change. Then you will define column 1, column 2, column 3, anyone. If you want to change or if you want to add in or insert any value in the column number 5, then you will write within the bracket column 5. Then under column 5, which value you want to insert, which kind of or which number you want to insert. So then in the next line you will define the values. Means now in column 2 I am going to insert value 50. So it will be written as insert into table 1, column 5, values 20 or 50, 60, 100, anything. So in this way we can insert any value, any new value in the existing table. So the number of columns and values must be the same. Okay, it is very important that number of columns and number of values must be the same. If you have selected 2 columns, then your value must be the 2. If you have selected 3 columns, if your value must be the 3. Suppose you have selected 5 columns, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, then you must provide 5 values for each column. So number of columns and number of values must be the same. And if you are adding a value to every column, you don't have to list them. Okay, if you are adding a value in every column, suppose if you are not defining column, if you want to add the same value in each column, then you don't need to define the column. You need to define the column number only when you are going to insert in a specific column. If you want to add the same value in all the columns in your table, so no need to define the column number. Okay. So structured query language doesn't require that all rows are different unless a constant says so. So basically, whatever the values we are going to insert in the database, with whatever the values we are going to insert in any table, you have to define the column number. You have to define the values in that database. So this is the example how we can uh, run the command for inserting a table. So here in this table, we have a value ID1, name of the student John. He is in first year. So if you want to add a new student in this table, if you want to insert new student in the table, so table name is student. The table name is student. Here the table name is student. So first we will define that insert into table name. Insert into student, that is table name. Then in between the bracket ID, name and year. We want to add three values because we are going to add new student. So for new student, we should have new ID, we should have new student name, we should have year. So right now in the second line, we will write ID, name and year. And what values you want to insert? ID 2, name Mary, year third year. So after inserting this value into the table, which is known as student table, the name of the table is student, then new table will have the value 2, ID 2, name Mary, year 3. Okay. If you want to only add the ID and name, okay, so you will write under values name Mary and 2. So it will write only the student ID and name. Okay. So depending on your requirement, you have to be very careful about defining the row number or column number. So here it is a simple example how we can insert new value in the existing table. Okay, insert into the name of the table, then column number. Here three columns are there: ID, name and year. So you have to define first column, that is ID, second column, that is no name, third column, that is year. And in each column, what value you want to insert. So in ID column, we want to insert value 2. In column name, we want to insert name Mary. In column 3, that is year, we want to insert its year, that is 3. So after running this, your table will have this new value 2, ID, name Mary, year 3. Okay, this is an example. If you want to add only two values, if you want to add only name and ID, then you will define name and ID only, don't go for the year. So depending on our requirement, we can use any of the command for that data sets for that table. So this is how we can insert a new value in our existing database, in our existing table, depending on our requirement. Okay, now moving the next slide, which is about the update table. Now if you have a table, okay, if you have a table and if you want to add something new, or if you want to change something in your table, that will be update. Update means you are going to change something in the existing value. So for that, you will write the command update, then name of the table, then set means in what column you want to do the update. So set column 1 is equal to value, means in column 1 I am going to insert new value, or I am going to update new value 1. If you want to do the same updation for column 2, then you will write column 2 is equal to value 2. Where means condition, you have to define the condition where you want to insert. Okay, within the column there are 5 values. So where you want to update value number 1, value number 2, value number 3, value number 4, value number 5, you have to define the condition. For updating your table, you have to write first the name of the table, then you have to set the column number, you have to set the value number, then you have to define where you want to do the changes. So all rows in your table where the condition is true have the column that's set to be the given value. Okay, and if you are not providing any condition, Okay, then it will change the entire values in your column. For that, you have to define the exact column number or exact row number. If you have not defined exact column number or exact row number, then it will change the entire values in the given table. Okay, so the values are constants or can be computed from the column. So you have to be very careful for update command. You have to define in which column you want to update and where this column exists: column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. In this way you can do updation command, you can do the update, you can change any existing value with the new value. Okay, moving to the next slide. Here, this is an example. Now see, there is a table. The name of the table is student. Okay, the name of the table is student, and where there are three columns. Column 1 is id, column 2 is name, column 3 is year. And under each column there are four values: id having 1 2 3 4, name having John, Mark and Mary, year, under year we have four different values: one, first year, third year, second year and second year. Means these students having different ids and they are in the different years. Now if we want to update this value, we want to update this table. Okay, we want to update this table. Now see here, for that, first we will we will write the command update. We will write update, then name of the table is student. Okay, then set year 1, means we are going to change year 1, means whatever the value written in the year column, that is 1. Now we are going to change this value, year is equal to 1, with the name Jane. Okay, now where id is equal to 4 and Jane is having 4. Now the student number 4, the student id 4 having the year 1, or John having the year 1 3 2, we will set the year. Means now we are going to update the value which is written in the year column, that is 1, and with name is equal to Jane. Name will also be changed, and where id, where you want to change, so that id is 4, that id is 4. We are going to change year 1 with the name Jane and id number 4. So we are going to change the values inserted for id number 4. Id number 4, previously id number 4 is having name Mary. Id number 4 is the student name Mary, and she is in year 2, second year. But right now we are going to update this value. So we have defined the year 1. Okay, then name Jane, where id. So the new table will be having the will have the id 4. Now Mary will be changed with the Jane, and its year will be changed in 1. Year is changed to 1, name is changed to Jane, and id means where you want to change. Id is 4. The 4 number of ids we are going to change, or we have changed the id number 4. So under the id number 4, the entire database will be updated. Previously the id number 4 is having the name Mary and its year is second year, but right now we have changed id number 4, the student id number 4, with the name Jane and her year 1. So name Mary is replaced by the Jane, and the second year of the Mary is replaced by the year 1. So in this way we can update any table, we can update our database depending on our requirement using structured query language. Okay, and note here, this update command is written in capital letters. Set is written in capital letters. Where is written in capital letters? The main command will be written in capital letters, whereas the command or the syntax written in the bracket will be written in the small letters. Okay, now this is another example. If you want to add, if you want to set the year 1, if you want to add 1 year for each students. Suppose John is now in year 2, Mark is in year 4, N is transferred to year 2, Mary is transferred to year 3. If you want to change only the values in the year column. Previously year column is having 1 3 2 2. Okay, four students, and four students are in different years, but we want to update this value. Now John is now in the second year, Mark is now in fourth year, N is now in third year, and Mary is now in third year. So for that, we will go for update, write the command update, then name of the student or the table name, then set the year where you want to do the change. Set year is equal to year plus 1, means in each year value we are going to add 1. So 1 will be converted into 2, 3 will be converted into 4, 2 will be converted into 3, and 2 will be converted into 3. Okay, so in this way we can update our database very quickly. This is the database for the stream of the students. All the students have passed and they have now in the next year. So now we are going to update our database. So for that, it is not possible to manually update each and every database. So we just run the command update name of the table, set year. We are going to change the year value. We are going to set the update the values in the year, and now we will do set year is equal to year plus 1, means in each year value there will be the addition of 1. Now John is in second year, so its new value will be second year, Mark fourth year, and third year, Mary third year. So in this way we can update our database very quickly using structured query language. Okay, this is only an example of only 4 students. If you have a table that is having thousands of students, 1000 students are there, 500 students are there, so it is not possible to enter manually the values. It is not possible to update manually all the values in your table. So in that case, we will run SQL commands. We will use SQL to update our database very quickly, and it will provide you the exact and accurate information whatever you want before updating your table. So this is how we use update command. Okay, now moving to the next slide, delete command. Insert, update, and now delete. So delete command removes all the rows in the table. Okay, if you want to delete the entire table, or if you want to delete specific rows in a table, okay, then we will run the command delete. Delete from table. Where you want to delete, from where you want to delete, table number or table name. Delete from table name, where in which row you want to delete. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 5, row 6, row 7, anyone. You have to first define the table name, then you have to define where you want to do the change using where command. Okay, so if, but it is important here to note, if no condition is given, then all rows are deleted. Okay, if you will not define any condition here, you have to define the condition, means you have to define the row number 1 2 5 6 9 10 11 11. If you have not defined any row number, then when you run the delete command, it will completely delete the entire rows. Okay, so be careful before running the delete command. Okay, before running the delete command, you have to define the row number, which row you want to delete, which column you want to delete. You have to define column 1, row 1, or any column 5, row 6, row 7, row 8. You have to define the name of the row before running the delete command, before going for the delete command. Okay, so some new version of the SQL also have the truncate table. Truncate table, which is like delete form, but it is quicker as it does not record its actions. So right now, the latest version of SQL is also having a new command which is known as truncate table. Truncate table command is available in the recent versions of the SQL, but previously most of the SQL is having the command which is known as delete. Okay, so be careful before running any command related to the deletion of your data set. Now moving to the next slide. Okay, so this is an example. We have the table, name of the table is student. Under student table we have three columns, ID, name, and year. Under ID we have 4 values, 1 2 3 4. Under name we have 4 name, John, Mark, and Mary. Then in the third column, that is year, having their year of study, first year, third year, second year, and second year. Now here we are going to delete the student who are in the year 2. Okay, from the table, from this student table, right now we are going to delete the name of the students who are in the second year. So first we will run the delete command. Delete from where, in which table you want to delete. So delete from name of the table, and where, कहाँ पे आप चेंज करना चाहते हो, that is where. So we are going to delete only the year 2. We are going to delete only the year 2. So we will first define the delete from table name, where year is equal to 2. From table of the name, that is student, from student table we are going to delete the student name who are in the year 2. So after running this delete command, we have the new table, and this, in this table you can see all the students who are in the second year is deleted. Right now we are only having the students who are not in the second year. So before deleting, you have to define the condition. If you will just run the delete from table, you will write delete from table, and you have not mentioned where you want to delete, what value you want to delete. So it will completely delete your values. In the second example, you see here we have not defined any condition, we have not defined where you want to delete. So we have just run the command delete from students. You see here the entire values, entire data sets, or entire record is deleted permanently. We have just only the id, name, and year. We have just only the column. Okay, so be careful before running any kind of uh, command which is related to the delete. Okay, and here you can see here truncate table student. Another newer version of the SQL is now having this command truncate. Okay, so you can use any command for deleting, delete command or truncate command. Both works in the same way, both works for deleting a value, both works to delete a specific record in your table. So this is how we run, this is how we use delete command. Okay, delete command should be applied with carefully, with more care. Okay, you have to define the name of the table or name of the row where you want to delete the values. Otherwise it will completely delete your database, and you cannot recover that data. Means there is no option for undo. Okay, there is no option for undo. But alter command, if you run the alter command, alter table command, then you have the option to undo your values. Okay, so you have two options to delete the values in a table. Either you run the delete command, or you run the alter table command. Okay, alter table command will facilitate you to recover your data set if you mistakenly or by mistake you have deleted any value from your table. But in delete command, if you run the delete command without specifying the condition, without specifying the row number, column number, so it will completely delete your database, it will completely delete your all records, and you cannot recover because there is no option for undo. Okay, so this is the delete command. Delete command is very important, but you have to be very careful when you are going to run the delete command for your database, for your structured query language. Now moving to the next slide, select command is also important. If you want to select a specific value in your table, okay, you have a table, the table having multiple values, multiple rows, multiple columns. In each row and each column you have lot of records, lot of data sets, lot of values. Okay, but if you want to select only the specific value, if you want to select only some particular values from your table, from your database, then you need to apply the select command. Okay, so this SQL command will use often to query a set of tables and the returns the result as a table. The lots of option is there for select command, and here we will have different options. We will see different kinds of option under select command. Okay, usually more than one way to do any given query. So select command will provide you the multiple options. So you have to select any one of them, because select command is having multiple options. You have to select any one of them. Okay, and SQL select command is different from the relational algebra selection. Okay, it's different from the selection option in the algebra. Select command in structured query language does all of the relational algebra, but it is a bit different because SQL is different from the relational model. Okay, so it works in the same way where we can do the select in the relational database, but it is little bit different from the SQL. It is little bit different from the, there is little bit difference between the SQL and relational data model. In the next slide, now we are going to see how we can run the select command. Okay, so select command means we have a values, we have a table, we want to select some values from our table. So we first need to define the table name. As in most of the SQL, you have to define first the name of the table, or in which table you want to do the changes, in which table you want to do the updation. So select command, before running the select command, you need to use first the from command. From command means from table name, from which table you want to do the select command. Where condition, then you have to apply the where condition. Order by column list, group by the column list, and having the condition. Okay, so select means you have to define from what column you want to select, from which row you want to select, and what is the condition. Suppose we have a values in our column, that is age of the students. So order by column list. Suppose age is written in column 2. So order by column number 2, group by column number 2, and having the condition. Suppose we want to select only the students age greater than 15. So we will write here the condition having age greater than 15. So from entire data sets, out of all the data sets in that table, this select command only selects the name of the students who are having the age greater than 15. So in this way, we can run SQL command, we can run SQL operation in our database by applying select command. Okay, now moving to the next slide here. Now select, as I have already discussed, there are several types of select command. The first and important type of select command is very simple. You have to just define the columns, from which column you want to select. Select the name of the column from table. So select column number 1 from table this, table 1, table 2, any table. So select column number 3 from table 1. The column can be a single column, it may be the multiple column. You can select a single column and multiple columns also. Okay, select column 1 comma column 5 from table 1. So you will write select column 1 comma column 5 from table 1. So you can select multiple columns at a time. Okay, if you want to select all columns, then you will use star symbol. By writing star symbol, you can select the entire column. Okay, so given a table student with the column student ID, student name, student address, student year, we have a table that is having these kind of data sets: ID, name, address, and year. Okay, and we are having the table with all this value. Now we are going to select some specific value from our table. For that, here, now we don't want to select a specific command. If you don't want to select a specific column, then we can just run select star from student. The name of the table is student, and we are just going to select the entire value. We are not going to select a specific value. So we will run select, then write the star symbol, put the star symbol from the table. So this command will select the entire value in that table. So this is the way we can run the select command. This is the simple select command. Okay, now we, if we want to just select student name from your table, in our table we have 4 columns: student ID, student name, student address, student year. If you want to select only specific column, suppose if you want to select only the student name, so you will write select student name from which table? Student table. The name of the table is student. So select student name from the table which is student. So in this way, it will provide you, it will select only the name of the students in that column, student name. Now it is showing the entire name of that column. So this is the select command. If you want to select two columns, if you want to select two columns of student name and student address, then you will run the command select student name first column, that is student name, comma second column, that is student address. So you can have the multiple columns in the select command. Okay, you can use multiple columns when you are running the select command. So select student name first column, comma student address second column, from which table? Student table. So now it is showing the two columns out of four columns, because here we have selected two columns, student name and student address. So student name, student address, now we are having two columns. Okay, so this is the same way. Being careful when using delete and update command. When we are going to use delete and update command, be careful about that. You need to be very careful to have the right option where we are going to discuss, like where you want to delete. Okay, before running delete command, it is already discussed. Before running delete command, you have to be very careful about the condition where you want to run the delete command. Okay, in the same way, for select command, you want to run the select command from the table and select only the students who are in the year 2 or 3. So you will write the command select star from student table where year is equal to 3. So it will show you the entire data sets. It will show you the entire values of the students who are in the year 3. Okay, so this is the way we can apply delete, insert, update, and select command in SQL. Okay, the remaining part will be discussed in the next class. We will discuss more commands. We will discuss more SQL syntaxes. We will discuss more SQL operations in the next class. So if you have any questions, then you can ask your queries and questions. Your MCQs will be uploaded on your LMS. You can go to LMS and attempt your quiz, attempt your multiple choice questions related to the today's lecture. If anyone have any question, then you can ask now. And after that, you can go to the LMS to attempt your quiz. Thank you very much.